This is just a massive intersection that I'm at right now. But I'm headed over to the Olympic Park, which is that way. Probably a 30 or 40 minute walk.
Let's take a quick trip to the past and the event in 2008 that would change all of our lives forever. This was the summer China would throw the biggest party in the world and prove its global influence and superiority, leading all nations into our global future and promoting a sense of togetherness that had never been seen in history. This was the Beijing Olympics.
You can actually see the stadiums and venues up there because they are so massive, but I'm really like 30-minute walk from them here. It's been a long time since I've been in Beijing in the spring, and I truly forgot how beautiful it is. So I am officially in Beijing Olympic Park, and this thing is so massive, it's really hard to comprehend. I mean, I used to think like Tiananmen Square in the center of the city was a big open plaza, but this, I believe, is larger. So just be prepared for that. If you're coming over to check this out and you want to like visit some of the different stadiums, you have to do quite a bit of walking. Like, we're talking probably at least an hour. But it's definitely worth it if you love this kind of stuff, if you're a fan of sports or the Olympics. And I've got some great memories because this, as I like to put it, is the Olympics I missed because it was the one time I almost came, and I have a few regrets about that, but you know, that's life. Sometimes we miss opportunities, and then later on, maybe they'll come back again. Well, I'm finally kind of getting toward the main arenas here, and the one behind me is where they had the track and field events during the Summer Olympics, and it is lovingly referred to as the bird's nest because that's kind of what it looks like. And then on the other side of this big square, you have the water cube, which is where they did all the swimming events during those Olympics. And definitely you should check out both of these. I think you can go into each one. I'm not sure if there's a fee or not, but it's really cool to see them because they were used and still being used for other things now. Now you really need to come over here at night as well because they'll light up these buildings and they look really, really cool. The water cube, I actually haven't been in there before. I've definitely been in the bird's nest a few times just because I wanted to see the track and field stadium. Last fall I was over here just because I was checking out all these great parks in Beijing, and I think this is a really fantastic one. But the weather was a bit nicer. It was more of a blue sky. Today's a little bit hazy. It's not terrible, but it could be a little bit clearer. I know there's a lot of other things people will tell you should be doing while you're here, like the Great Wall or the Forbidden City, but those can take quite a long time and be difficult to get into. This is just an open area that you can come over to and walk around just in your own leisurely time. There is a visitor's entrance right over here that I'm going to try to go into. See if I can't go inside really quick. All right, well, I found a gate to get in here. It didn't cost me anything, but I should be able to take a view of the stadium on the inside. place is massive. Well, that's about as close as I'm going to get, but still interesting to see the inside. And again, just to be under these massive, massive pillars that make up the architecture and design here. So what makes these games so special here in Beijing? The first thing I can think of is that they've held these games for 2 different Olympics, one for summer and one for winter, which I believe this is the only city in the world to do both different games here in the same city. The other thing is just the massive scale of the stadiums and of the Olympic Park itself. It is so big. I think there are 2 or 3 subway lines that run through here, and you can walk around for hours. Okay, now that we've seen the stadiums here, I'm going to take us on a walk because there's a massive park back here too that you can check out. And beautiful man-made river right here. It is a really nice day, but it's kind of windy. So right across this man-made lake here is a really cool tower with the Olympic symbol on the very top. So I think you can actually go up that and get a nice view. I'm just walking along this area here, and right next to me is kind of an underground shopping center with lots of open spaces, lots of food choices down there if you're hungry, restaurants, and just people kind of having a good time out doing their morning routines again. That's really cool. I had no idea they had all these blossoming trees down there in that area. Well, you know, if I'm all clogged up and I can't breathe later, we'll know what happened. Probably pollen and allergies. But, you know, sometimes the stuff we love the most kills us, right? Probably shouldn't be eating dairy either. There are quite a few sculptures as well in this park, which I've been checking out as I've been walking. And the nice thing is, it's so big here, it just feels like there's not many people around. So that's kind of nice if you like peace and quiet. But I'm right across the street from the tower, and I'm not even sure if it's actually open. Well, I don't think the Olympic Tower is open today, so kind of walked up this way. Maybe for no reason. Just a little bit extra walking, that's all. Some extra exercise. Can't hurt me. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I think it's the tallest building with the Olympic rings on top, and the tallest tower here in north side of Beijing. So something to check out, especially if they're open. And again, there's still more park in front of me. This place is massive. It's been such a lovely time out here, but I'm going to call it quits now. You can see there's like a lake here. I think there's a few more water features. There's kind of artificial hills built up with lots of trees and paths to go on. But yeah, you could spend all day over in this Olympic Park area. Again, 3 subway stops to cover the whole thing. So I've been walking for probably 2 hours already, and I still feel like, you know, I could still keep going and find more stuff to do. And I didn't even go inside any of the venues. If you just want to get some exercise, this is a great spot to do it too. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. Stay safe, healthy, and happy, and I'll see you in another video from here in China. Bye for now.
Thanks for joining me today. Life's a journey meant to be shared. Remember to always travel with an open heart and an open mind. Enjoy the ride and keep your eyes on the horizon for the next adventure. I'll see you out there.